Welcome to the Madness Table, episode 166. I'm Andrew here with Sam, Will, and Brendan. And this week, we're brought to you by Jack the Ripper. Yes, he's still alive and he's funding this podcast, and he's not who you think. You want to know more? Well, then follow us on our social media platforms. Instagram, TikTok, as long as it's still legal in your area. There's other ones probably. It's great. Anyway, Jack the Ripper. His heinous series of crimes were actually a setup to, well, you'll have to log on to our Discord to find out more. Nice place to share memes, talk about Jack the Ripper. Basically, anything you can think of. As long as it involves the deaths of several sex workers 100 or so years ago. Anyway, the podcast is just a shill for Jack the Ripper. Oh, that's now, well, you have to log on to our Patreon to find out more. That's Patreon spelled like Patreon, and coffee spelled like coffee. No, coffee spelled like K-O-F-I. Those are places you can give us money, which definitely won't be given to Jack the Ripper, because that is not how advertising works. Anyway, you crazy kids, like the pod, tell somebody about it, give us a review, and as always, if you want to know more about Jack the Ripper, at Will Johnston on TikTok, and he'll tell you who Jack the Ripper is and what he's doing now. Back to you, Will.
I will indeed. So definitely hit me up at Will Johnston. That's the only way to reach me, unless you pay and you get on Discord and all that stuff. The more you donate, the more I will tell you. For every $1, there will be a letter of his true name. But anyways, you guys are in prison. Woo!
Seems
I feel like we've played this game before.
Oh shit, have we?
This is just like a chill session.
Something
Get the
like
cards out.
Something like
I'm sorry.
3 years ago.
Yeah,
Roughly. Tickle in my brain.
that is indeed what happened. You're in your new home. It's completed with bars and everything. That's what I meant.
Wow, just like home.
Welcome home. You guys decided to last time investigate the source of the screams. You ran out. You tried to do some helpful stuff, being heroes. Turns out you're murderers. You killed a lot of people. A couple kids. Oof. You hate to see it. Jack would be proud, though. And
he is. That's
Lara,
why he's sponsored.
yeah.
It's like, good job last time. Here's a few bucks.
Here you go.
Do it again.
Also, Will, if I may, you killed those kids, not us. So thanks.
I don't know what you're talking
Very
about.
true. Very true.
Your actions, you chased down those children. You threw them into nets, and then you beat them. You punched them in the face, and you dropped
Scylla
one through the air.
and Sephel. Indigo is completely innocent.
Correct.
Please.
Yeah, that's right. You killed an innocent old woman who had just been brought back to life.
Also
And he dropped it in front of a bunch of people at church.
You
and was
did.
like, look
You
at me.
carried it into church.
Yeah. Hey, if it's worth doing, it's worth doing from an audience.
It's like the weirdest combination of confession and show and tell.
Even the people with MAGA signs outside were like, holy fuck.
Gee.
Right.
Not in my fantasy world. Fuck off.
Actually, it's Mecca in fantasy. It's make the kingdom great again.
Even
Gross.
grosser.
Make Asmodeus king again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
He
All right.
always has been, brother.
There you go.
The only person not to be imprisoned currently is Lara, who was making their way back to the Temple of Baphomet to kind of check in on things, saw some people being led to the temple, while she had gone all the way to the other side of the Kingdom of Ember near the hot springs in the Periculum to investigate where two of those bandits, thieves, thugs, killers, we don't really know, went and snuck into a back room. The three of you, Sephel, Scylla, Indigo, have had everything, all of your belongings stripped to you, and just like flimsy tunics have been tossed into your cells. Not even your mundane belongings have been left on your person. It's just you, the cloth, and the spiders. Lara, you, however, are outside. You saw Scylla being led in handcuffs into the temple. What do you do as you stand a little ways away from the temple, having watched Scylla get taken in just a few minutes ago?
Yeah, Lara, I think she stands with her back to like a neighboring building. For some reason in my mind, she's smoking a cigarette.
Is she full on noir detective right now?
Totally,
You're gonna do
it. I wish
give
I
us
had
a
the
monologue
music
on the
for
fire
this.
escape.
Yeah.
Tennessee Williams me into the next life.
She's just like standing in the shadows, like, son of a bitch. And then she just like takes it out, tosses it. No, I'm just fucking. She seeing Scylla being taken in, I think she's like connecting a few dots here that like definitely she needs to figure out what's going on, but she also knows that she needs to get a little bit strength back in order to take care of this problem and think about it strategically. So I do want to take a genie rest very quickly.
Just in the middle of the street, you're just like, poof. And
She's
now
gonna
there's a
find
lamp.
like a really small hole, like hidden away, and like put her bottle in it, and then she's gonna zip in. And it's only 10 minutes.
Okay.
So she's gonna take the 10 minutes to do that. And while she's doing that, she's definitely thinking through like what it means that Scylla was in handcuffs, that clearly something has gone wrong. Scylla went after the thugs who were suspected of killing that individual, so the fact that she's in handcuffs, like there's been some kind of mistake. Lara also believes that like Sephel, Scylla, at least are like well reputed here, and so I think she's also thinking like there's definitely just like something is totally wrong.
Okay.
So she takes that 10 minutes and then she'll pop back out.
Okay.
Yeah.
You pop out of your lamp and you find yourself, you actually take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you puff out of your lamp and all of a sudden get smacked in the face by a bunch of like bric-a-brac. And do you have dark vision?
Yeah.
You see in this darkness, this gray, that you are completely surrounded by boxes and you feel like rocking. And you hear voices, like you hear people moving about. Make a perception check.
Once again, this is feeling a lot like episode 1. Perception. She's got a -1, so let's see. A 10.
A good 10.
Yeah.
You're like pushing against stuff, and then you feel your fingers like touch canvas. And then all of a sudden you're like, was my lamp thrown into a fucking sack full of shit? And now I'm just in the back of a cart moving somewhere in the city. Like that's what you think is going on. You can feel the jostling of the cart. You are surrounded by all sorts of objects. You see your lamp there beside you, but you are just like in this sack, making a trip down the city way.
All right. Well, she's gonna break herself out of that very fast. And
how do you do that?
I mean, if she's just gonna get a knife out and cut the sack open and get out of it. Provided that like, if she's in the back of a car, is there anyone like around? Is she able to just like leave?
You start cutting your way out of the sack, and like you pop open and you see that there are a pair of kobolds that are driving this cart, and in front you can see just like the tall heads of these like giant centipedes that they are using as their horses, so to speak, to move them through the city. Roll a stealth check for me.
Sure. 15.
Okay. They don't notice you carve your way out of the bag. But as you're looking around in this cart, it just looks like there's a collection of junk here. Like, the more you look, you see rotten bags of food and other things and old crates and empty barrels, and you're like, did my lamp get thrown in the fucking garbage truck of sorts? And like you look down at yourself and you see some food scraps like clinging to your clothes and other things like that. Your lamp had been picked up and thrown into essentially the garbage truck, the garbage cart.
Damn it.
And you have been carted to a different section of the city. You actually think that you are close to, like, as you're like kind of watching things happen, you are now in the large square with the very big dragon statue to Baphomet near Coalfire Keep.
Okay, and that's pretty. Sorry, let me pull up the map here. Okay, so that is right next to the Temple of Baphomet.
Yeah, I moved your token to where you are.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so this is like, yeah, I see.
This is to the northeast.
Okay. I mean, she's immediately gonna use prestidigitation to get this trash off. Like, please.
Snap.
Yeah, but she's going to try and stealthily exit the trash truck without it being obvious that she's climbing out of a trash truck.
Okay, make another stealth roll.
17 that time.
Yep, you managed to crawl out of the sack. You have your lantern with you, and you manage to hop out of the cart. There's a couple people that eye you from off the side of the street that are like, what the fuck? But the two drivers don't notice you.
So she's also never been in this area of town. Like, she's really only ever been to Coalfire Keep.
You've been up to the keep, like you passed through the main square in which you are kind of on the side of. Like, you haven't been through the buildings or anything like that, but it's not totally unfamiliar.
Okay, if she's gonna be like looking around and taking stock, and then she's gonna set her eyes on Coalfire Keep, and she's going to, I mean, her immediate thought is like, well, if Scylla is in handcuffs, I'm going to go to the people who might be able to have some power to do something about it. And she's going to try and go to Coalfire Keep.
Okay. So you start making your way to the keep. And we're going to jump back to our prisoners. It's only been a handful of minutes. Essentially, you guys have successfully been thrown into your cells. You see a handful of Platinum Talons lugging away your very obvious magic items and weapons and other things like that. Torvid is the one who actually comes in and tosses you, or doesn't toss, but like hands you your newfound scrap tunics to throw on while you are in prison.
Wow, fashionable.
Yes, it's something to cover you at least, he says. There will be feedings. That's weird to say feedings. I'm sorry. There'll be food twice a day. Water if you are in need of anything else. Holler, somebody will be around. There is a bucket in the back for your business.
When do we get to leave? Just out of curiosity.
That's not up to me. That is up to the captain once your crimes have been documented and submitted and taken to the king, and then we have to schedule the parliamentary hearing. It might be a while.
What if I didn't do the crime, though? Can I kind of expedite?
Listen, I understand you tried to do a good thing, but I don't know you. And
you were there.
You
You saw me do it, though.
I was there to see you heal her, so to be told that you later murdered again the same woman.
That part's not true, though.
There were witnesses, sir.
Mm.
Many witnesses.
Mm.
Like, so many witnesses, even though eyewitnesses are not normally good, like, evidence. Like, 35 people saw it.
It's like,
The testimonies are kind of wild right now.
like a kind of like a wisdom of the crowd thing going on. Okay.
Yeah, it's mm-hmm.
But like, what I'm like pretty busy, so if I can go, I could come back later for sure.
I would consider this as the official clearing of your schedule.
Okay.
And now, is it just me in the cell, or is all three of us in the same cell, or what's the situation?
All of you have separate cells. So
God dang.
Sephel is actually
Oh,
2 cells
beans.
down from you, and Scylla is on. So you guys are, if like we were looking down the hall, Andrew, you are in cell number 1, closest to the door and the stairs that lead up.
I'm number one.
Empty cell in between you and then Sephel, and then actually 2 more cells down on the right. So the 5th one down on the right, that is where Scylla is. And Scylla, you are at the very end of the jail cells here. So you can hear each other, but you cannot really see each other unless you guys like put your faces to the bars.
Scylla's gonna approach the bars, and she's like leaning her elbows on like what I imagine is like the horizontal bar, like halfway up. And she's gonna press her face forward. Guard.
He like turns to look down the hall. Yeah, yes.
What is the status of the child whose face I bloodied?
Dead. Quite dead.
She won't respond to that, but she will definitely be quiet on her end of the prison.
And then Torvid walks down the way and like leans over from the wall that like separates Sephel. So he's just like 1 or 2 bars in. He's like, "Do you have any questions?"
Sephel's, as soon as his face crosses in front of the bars, Sephel's fist immediately slams into the cell door.
Yes!
Like trying to like, are you trying to like reach through?
I'm not
and
trying
hit
to
him?
reach through, but like in his brain there was an attempt to punch through to try to reach, but it was unsuccessful. So he's like thrown his weight against the door, basically.
I don't know. Roll for it. Make an attack
Okay.
roll.
All right.
Just let's
fuck it.
just see.
Fuck it. Why not?
There's actually like a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to do
Yeah.
Yeah, there are plenty of reasons. Oh, this is still a really good plus.
that.
This is arguably better than some of my magic now. But it's a natural 1, so.
Okay.
Yikes.
So total of 10.
You punch one of the bars. What is your unarmed damage?
Unarmed damage is 5.
You do 5 bludgeoning damage to yourself as you smash
Yeah.
your fist into the bar on a natural 1.
That's fair.
But it's enough for like Torvid to jump back, and he's like, "Whoa!"
Spare me
Hey.
your bureaucracy, deceiver. If you mean to kill me, come in and do it.
He's really hard to talk to when he's like this.
He's looking back down at you, and you go, "Right, I'm gonna leave him alone then."
I can
He
fix him
starts to
if you
back
want.
Why don't you call the rest of your friends and we'll finish this?
He like peeks back around. Were we in the middle of a board game or something? I really don't remember you until I saw you drop the child from the air. So I don't really feel like playing any kind of games. He does the air quotes with his 3-fingered hands. He's like, games that you have in mind.
I would have expected something a little more. Less cowardice. From the
I'm
demon
sorry.
lord of illusions.
Sam, did you stick your hands up like this and go, I
For the
fucking
home,
fucking
Sam has
kobold.
been using
that
the
was
3
good.
points of kobold hands.
Thank
That's
you.
crazy.
Oh, that was
Come
good. I just
on.
like totally went over my head. I'm like, oh, Sam did it. Sam fucking did it. Just
Yup. Yup.
that was good.
Like-
That was good.
Like, why do you have your fingers bent? Oh, I understand.
Yeah, doing
Yeah.
the thing.
Doing the thing.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to leave you all now. In a handful of hours, someone, if not myself, will be down to administer food and water. If you've filled your bucket, please put it towards the front of your cells, and we will take care of it then. All right? And he turns away from Sephel's cell and begins to make his way back to the door, unless anybody stops him. Okay. He opens up, turns a key in the door, pulls it out, opens up the door, goes in, and you hear it lock, and a couple of bolts slide, and the 3 of you are alone in your cells.
Is there anyone here besides the 3 of us?
Not that you've heard or seen yet.
Hey, Sephel! Sephel! Hey!
Sephel is just like back against the door, just like eyes focused on the stone wall. And he's just like, and he says out loud, he's like,
I will not let any more minions of darkness and deception speak to me. No more.
Beans. Scylla! Scylla, you over there? Scylla?
You look down, and she's just like laying on the floor of her cell, looking up.
Beans. Ugh.
I think if you're like grumbling and like a minute passes or so, you'll suddenly hear her. I am ready to confess. I committed the act.
This is not good. Okay, we're out of here.
Indigo waves his hand, and I would like to cast the 5th level spell Mislead. Which won't actually get me out of prison, but it'll look like I am. Actual Indigo becomes invisible, and an illusory duplicate of him appears on the other side of the bars.
Okay.
That's cool.
All right.
I'm gonna walk over, or Indigo 2 is gonna walk over to Scylla's cell.
Hey, you're really gonna have to stand up now. You're not. What would you be confessing to? I mean, honestly.
I would confess to Proal, if that is what it required. Are you taking me to the jury, judge, executioner?
Oh god. Indigo 2 like puts his hand over his face. Oh, this is worse than I thought. Now I
wanted to convert them, but not like this.
No,
Not like
you really.
this.
Finally, my time.
You know, I can take a confession. However, it is not legally admissible.
What, a murder suspect can't say, no, it's cool, I absolve them of guilt.
Yeah, right. Nah, she's good.
You don't think they'll go for that?
And I have tried that. Unfortunately, they don't usually go for it. So, what do you think that you did?
My hands bear the stain of my actions. I submit to whatever may come next.
Yeah,
A life for a life.
Okay. No. Okay. Great.
Indigo 2 is gonna walk over to good old Sephel's not cage but cell. Walk right through the door because it's just an illusory like magic image.
So, what's going on over here, buddy? You really kind of just like going for it?
Wow, you really You really sent an illusion through the door of the guy that can't trust anything?
It's called immersion therapy, Sephel. We're going to learn about it today.
This is actually very important. Okay. I don't currently, or no, I don't think I have it, but I don't have Dispel Magic, so you're okay.
You dare walk into my door and speak to me in the only sanctuary you have left me.
Dude,
Be gone.
Seriously? Oh my god. Or my gods. Sephel. Freddo. You're... Actually, what am I even doing? And he just like walks through the door, back through into the cell block. I'll do a quick circuit and see if there's anything else going on in this block of cells. Is there anything useful or anyone skulking about?
Make a investigation check.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it's crap. That's 5.
Nothing stands out.
Yeah, this place sucks. I'm gonna walk through the door that Torvid walked through.
Okay. Can you see through this illusion's eyes?
I sure can.
Okay. You walk through the door and you see darkness.
Ah, beans. Like, we're talking like magical darkness, the void of light and dark itself. Like, what are we talking about here?
Roll me an intelligence check.
Ah. Really hitting the cleric where it hurts, Will.
Sorry to do you like that.
No, it's oh! Yeah, that's better. That's 17.
It's almost like when you close your eyes, and I might sound mad in the way I describe this to you guys unless you experience it. When you close your eyes and behind your eyelids you can see like flashes of light to a degree.
Yeah, you get like the brain static.
Yeah. It's like you have a split second of that, and then your spell ends.
Indigo comes back visible in his cell. Ah, crap. I hate when this happens. Alright.
Must be tough for Indigo not having anyone speak back to him.
Yeah.
Hey, Angry Crazy, Sephel, who's the bad guy here?
What
Okay.
a question.
Okay. Sephel, who is your name me, your tormentor? Yes, what is my name?
I hate this.
You cannot hide your identity from me, Fraser Blue. I know you and your minions are here, toying with me. I will not be a pawn in your game.
Thank you. Indigo's gonna like...
Fuck you mean, thank you.
So polite.
Indigo's gonna go around like... Oh, God. What have I done?
Sorry.
No, you're good. Indigo's gonna go around and do a quick... I feel like he wants to like check the reality of the cell. Does it all like actually feel solid and real?
Yes. It feels like solid stone, iron, the wood of your bench, the straw within the light cot in the corner, your bucket, all of it's real. The smells, the sounds, all of it.
Indigo, like, sits down on the ground. Ah, man, this is one of those puddles. Alright. Frazzy, you wanna chat? You wanna talk? All you have to do is ask. I'm right here. Yeah, fair enough. Alright. Oh, Proal, if I could please get a literal get out of jail free card now, please, for me and my friends. I'm gonna go ahead and mess with a divine intervention real quick.
Okay. Read me divine intervention once again.
As an action, you can request your deity's aid and roll a percentile dice. If your roll is equal or less than your cleric level, in this case 10, the DM can choose the nature of the intervention.
Okay.
So you have a 10% chance to invoke it right now.
Yep. 17.
Oh.
No.
Ah.
Man.
Ah, beans.
So nothing happens, right?
Nope, not a dang thing.
Okay.
Man,
And that's
it's
like
bad, though.
once a week?
It's once a week if it succeeds.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, what if you don't?
So you could
succeed?
just you
And you can
take
just
it.
do it.
Come at tomorrow.
God.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, no, God, Proal loves when you beg.
Okay, got
And then
it.
she does you a favor and she's like, I need you to leave me the fuck alone until next weekend. Like,
Yeah, right. You
Like,
got
I-
one.
literally.
I can't look at you anymore.
I'm just so incredibly done with your crap right now.
So, Sephel has gotten the idea. It's a good question. If he thinks it's an illusion. I was gonna say, he's seen magic work at least once in here, but he doesn't know if he believes that's magic or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, never mind.
Hey, yes, Sephel, could you like get us all out of here, please? Sephel!
Unfortunately, I don't have any capability to do so.
Sephel is going to quietly just make sure something here. Yep, no material components. Sephel is going to discreetly cast Mage Hand in his
Okay.
cell.
Mm-hmm.
And this
I don't
this
wanna
is
watch
just
this.
a very quick test to see if it works.
Okay.
Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm understanding the layout properly. You said these are this isn't like barred prison cells. This is closed off. We have like a full door with like prison slits in it. Or is it
These
a
are
full
barred
open cell?
cells. It's a
Okay.
like, yeah.
So they can see me.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, none of you can see each other from the doors of your cells. You can't. You're all
Okay.
spaced too far apart.
Okay.
The
Then
only way
I'm-
you see each other is like if you put your face up into the bars and then like barely kind of like side eye down to the left or to the right.
Gotcha. Okay. So I am going to cast Mage Hand directly in front of myself to make sure it's blocked off from sight. And I just want to see if magic works.
It does. Your mage hand appears.
Okay. He will drop it and
Okay.
remain quiet.
Scylla's just muttering in her cell.
Hey, Scylla, would you like me to take your confession now? I can, wipe your slate clean for the big guy.
I have spoken to gods few times in my life. I believe they would be silent now. The seas that bore me would spit me out if they could see what I've done. Perhaps I deserve to drown in my shame.
Yeah, again, well, actually, two things here. Still, again, I don't know you that well, but I don't know if you're physically capable of drowning. Also...
You don't see it, but she nods.
Again, I really, this is a big one here. Again, you didn't actually do it. We're all innocent!
I felt the blood.
Are you?
Oh, yeah, I mean, you've killed, like, how many demon lords, and this is, like, new to you? Come on!
I think she thinks about that for a second.
What is a child in the face of a demon lord?
At the end of the day, there is no atonement. I trained to save others. Even if it were an illusion, I hit an innocent. I made that choice. Protect, preserve, defend, and yet my hands betrayed every word of it.
Oh, dang, yeah. Yeah, you're banged. It's rough.
Let's jump back over to Lara. Lara, you've been making your way to Coalfire Keep, and as you're making your way through the streets, it's very easy to kind of see it even amongst all the buildings, as it's much taller than everything else. You eventually break your way from the side streets and into the main way, and you actually spot running ahead of you what looks like a member of the Platinum Talon. And it seems like they are making their way to Coalfire Keep as well.
Do I recognize them?
You don't recognize this figure
Okay.
other than that they are Platinum Talon and they are like running to make their way to Coalfire
Heard.
Keep.
All right. It kind of feels like I need to get there first.
Okay.
I would like to, because they're like running through the streets.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. I'm thinking I'm gonna, but I don't want to be really visible either, is the problem. I think I want to cast a spell.
Okay.
I would like to cast Far Step.
All right. Tell me what
So,
Far Step does.
This is
Other
a
than what I think it does.
Yeah, it's concentration for a minute. I can
Mhm.
teleport up to 60 feet once a turn. So supposedly I should be able to like zip every 6 seconds, 60 feet. And it just says
Okay.
a bonus action to teleport in this way for a minute.
All right. So you're gonna Nightcrawler your way to Coalfire Keep, or
That's what
are
I'm
you?
thinking.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'm just asking for clarification. I was like, is she gonna bamf her
Yeah.
way over to this dude and be like, and snap
No,
his
I
neck?
think she wants
Are you?
to. No, she's gonna avoid him entirely. She's gonna try and go around him, not be seen by him, and like bamf her way into Coalfire Keep ahead of him to beat him there.
Okay. You said it lasts for a minute.
Yep.
Okay.
So I should be able to move 600 feet
and
in
okay.
a minute.
It's not gonna get you to inside Coalfire Keep, but it's gonna get you on the bridge to
Okay.
Coalfire Keep, and you are definitely gonna get there ahead of this Platinum Talon figure. So you find yourself now sitting on the one and only bridge that leads into Coalfire Keep. You see 2 guards standing there by the closed gates.
Yeah.
What do you do?
She's going to approach the guards. Excuse me. There is an emergency. I need to speak to the king and queen about the heroes that saved the city a few weeks ago. Was it weeks? Days? Weeks?
It was like almost a month and a
Months,
half
right?
ago, maybe 2 months ago.
Okay, yeah. About the heroes that saved this fair city a month and a half ago. It's incredibly urgent.
Can you describe the emergency pertaining to them?
Do you need to know the details? It seems to me that this is an important issue. The fact that you believe you need to know tells me you're ignorant, and perhaps you shouldn't know. She's just trying to make it up.
He's fires right back. He goes, Miss, Madam, Sir, don't know your preference. If it is something of major emergency, I suggest you go and seek the Platinum Talon. If it is something that requires the king's personal attention, they will bring it to his attention. Thank you.
I think it's starting to click for her here. She's gonna look at him. Has anyone seen the king and queen in the previous days, or just the Platinum Talon?
I saw them myself this morning, but I'm not entirely sure what you're trying to insinuate.
She's going to nod at that, and I would like to, she's not going to say goodbye. She's going to leave. I want to head to find Sekarak and Vlad.
Okay, so you start to leave, and he goes, "Is that all?
She's
Real
gonna flip-
emergency?"
She's going to flip him off and keep walking.
He kind of scoffs and mumbles something that you can't overhear, and as you're making your way back across the bridge, that Platinum Talon guy that was running, you see him start to run past you, and it seems like he has a scroll in his hand, and he makes his way to the gates. Do you do anything in that time, or do you continue to walk on in search of others?
Yeah, I want to step in front of him. Excuse me. Platinum Talon, yes?
I'm very sorry, madam. This is urgent news. I need to get it to the king. Please, I'm so sorry. And he's like beginning to step around you.
The king has asked me to intercept.
Make a fucking deception check.
Hey, Sam, you are the party's face right now, so...
So, yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Don't fuck it up.
I mean, I have a +5 and I have inspiration, so we'll see.
Oh, you gonna drop inspiration on this?
I don't know. We'll see how I roll.
Oh, okay.
It's a 19 + 5. 24? I mean, I don't know.
You really can't
It's a
roll
big
much better
ass.
than that.
I mean, I could try the inspiration and go for the nat 20, but I think I might need it later, and this might not ultimately matter anyway.
He kind of sputters and he stops for a second. He goes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What? What did you say?
You are delivering this missive to the king, no?
Yes.
Then hand it over.
I didn't realize you had dealings with him. Of course. Thank you. Please make sure this reaches him. And
Okay,
he hands you the missive.
I want to open it in his face real quick and read it.
Okay. You're just like,
Yeah.
Make sure it hasn't been tampered with.
Yeah, right.
just so you know, there is a seal on it.
Yeah.
Good with breaking that?
Yeah. I'm good with it.
Okay. You break the seal, and immediately he is like, "What are you doing? Get that! No! Guards! And he starts screaming for the guards, and he's trying to grab it back from you now. Make a perception check.
14 minus 1 for a 13.
Okay.
Not bad.
You see a couple of lines. What you pick out from it, like very quickly in your few seconds of scanning here, as he's calling for the guards and like trying to pull it away from you, it's essentially a missive that says, 2 of the heroes have been apprehended. You see the word in bold, murders. You see Hobgoblin in there at one point. And you see in the last line, missing individual.
Okay, she's going to she like quickly like gets that glance and she's like, "This is the king's missive. Why would you hand this to me? How dare you?"
Oh my god.
Full
was a
circle to the
royal
gaslighting.
seal.
Yes.
This was a test.
Guards.
How could you?
This is the most vile crime. You should know better.
You're calling for the guards yourself too?
Yeah.
Okay. The guards begin to approach, and they see the Platinum Talon member,
She's
and they
handed the
see
scroll
you.
back, by the way. She's like, she like got a glance and she handed it back.
And the guy's like, to the Platinum Talon, he's just like
Yeah.
flabbergasted. He's like, guards, no, she claimed to be part of an official working for the king, and I was just here to bring a missive for him from Hacklow. And the two guards, having just seen you, in which you claim there was an emergency, and this like Platinum Talon is like, she broke open the official seal. She and then she pretended to think it was that I was in the wrong here. And both the guards are immediately looking at you like they start lowering their halberds, and they're like, "Miss, please put your hands in the air and step away from Pierre."
Pierre. She puts her hands up immediately and steps away. I cannot tell you how ashamed I am that man just handed me that scroll.
Make a fucking deception check.
As soon as I saw that should not have been in my possession, I had perhaps a millisecond to look at it. This is irrepressible.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
step away.
Please remember you have inspiration.
Hey, also, you got my inspiration if you want it. You let me know, dog. It's great.
She immediately stepped away. Her hands are up. She's not holding the scroll. It's a 15 plus 5 for a dirty 20.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
We
The
are
guard-
so bad at crisis management, it's not even funny.
The guard on the left-hand side doesn't quite lower his halberd to point at you, but the same guard that you were trying to convince that there was an emergency and everything, doesn't believe you at all. And he's beginning to walk forward and put himself between you and Pierre, and he goes, "Augustus, circle behind her. Miss, put your hands behind your back, please." Goes, "Augustus, get the manacles ready." What do you do?
I think that it's time to go.
It's okay. How do you go?
Because she doesn't, or maybe, okay, wait. Can I just, like, pause for a second? So, if
pause and think about
it. If I allow them to put the shackles on me, I just go to prison.
Well,
which
you would either be brought to prison or you would be presented in front of the king.
Which would be great.
Which is not the most likely. However, your perceived crimes at this moment have been directly related to him. So they might be like, you have committed capital offense, we're going to present you to the highest court right away.
And unfortunately, I've never met the king, so there is
Also,
like holding.
capital offense would mean that they would possibly
Murder you
execute
immediately.
her.
What
I know what you mean.
meant the severity was enough, but So it's a gamble.
Yeah, I think
The thing that I'm afraid of for all of our sakes, not just what you're doing, but us back in prison as well, is that we are going to cross a line where there's no more plausible deniability and we are just straight up criminals.
I haven't committed any crimes yet.
You just committed one.
Intercepting royal correspondence.
Reading someone's mail.
Actually, you're the only one who's committed a crime, Lara, okay? The rest of us are actually innocent.
Knowingly committed a crime. We definitely committed crimes.
Yeah.
I didn't commit no crime, baby. That old lady's blood ain't on my hand. It's on my clothing. And that's not my
All
fault.
I'm hearing is
Blah, 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 blah.
Do what you gonna do, girl.
She will. She's gonna. They say put your hands behind your back, and she will, and she'll say, perhaps you should take us both before the king so that he can sort this matter out.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, say that quiet part out loud, girl. That's right. There you go.
Make that persuasion check with disadvantage, please.
I'm scared worse. I don't understand. 18 plus 16.
That was your lowest?
Yeah, I got an 11 and a 13. So 11 plus 5 is a
Damn.
16.
Okay. He begins to... Augustus is like slapping manacles on you, and they are tightly bound around your wrists. He is... do you have any visible weapons on you right now?
No. My packed blade is conjurable.
Okay. He's taking like a bag off of you, anything that might contain anything of such. He pulls your lamp away, unless that's something that you can shunt into the immaterium.
No, you can have it. I can get that back too.
Okay. So he's taking all of the objects that could be pulled off of your body or hide useful objects. He's taking off your coat, a bunch of other stuff. And the guard that still has his halberd lowered at you looks back at Pierre, the runner for the Platinum Talon, and he goes, "Proceed with your correspondence to the king. We will be waiting by the gate if he cares to see who this individual is that is causing enough trouble. Otherwise, we will send them with you to Hacklow." And,
good work. It's good. This man deserves everything that comes to him. That was irrepressible. I can't say that fucking word.
Reprehensible?
Reprehensible.
Reprehensible.
Reprehensible. Thank you, Brandon.
There you go. It took me a minute to realize what you were even trying for.
I couldn't even fucking...
The guard Augustus.
We do provide speech therapy.
Let's go.
It is
Nice.
not our specialty.
No.
But they do charge the same lawyer fees. The guard Augustus behind you must have made a face or something when you said that, because the guard in front of you just like rolls his eyes, and Augustus pushes you in the back to walk towards the gates, while Pierre has already gone forward to the gate and is like knocking in a smaller on a smaller door in the much larger ones, which is eventually opened, and a guard pokes his head out, sees Pierre, allows him in, and then the door is shut and locked again as you are slowly walked back to the entrance. And about 5 minutes later... Oh, go ahead.
Are we, we're like chilling on the bridge waiting?
Yeah, they are escorting you back towards the door in case King Boletaire decides to come and see whoever this woman is that's reading his correspondence and claiming an emergency.
Is it alright if I take a seat here?
No.
Wow. She's gonna kind of nod at that, and then she's just gonna start doing squats.
Stop doing that.
Stop doing...
Squats.
She's gonna nod and do like one more really slowly. That one was... I just need to stretch my legs. It's been a...
you start to do that, and you're like, what depth are you going to?
I think these are like not a full squat, but like half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna make her
That's
like
all?
hold it the whole time. It's like, fine, you want to be a smart ass.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you get down to halfway, and you actually feel the tip of a boot on your backside, like. And then you hear Augustus grumble from behind you. "Keep being funny, and this boot's going all the way up your ass."
She just kind of like nods at that. In her mind, she's thinking, kill these men so fucking fast, man.
And you're like, you got to remember, these are kobolds. They're like
I know,
half your
they're
size too.
Yeah.
So like Augustus being like, keep doing it is to you. It probably sounds like,
Keep doing it, and this
Yeah.
foot's going all the way up your ass.
And she's
My,
just like,
my question is, how the fuck did his foot reach?
yeah,
it was, he like had it up in the air. For him, it was like a high kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but she'll wait for hopefully someone to come out.
Okay. A few minutes later, Pierre comes out, no missive in hand or anything like that, and he looks at the other guard, and he doesn't say anything, but then runs off down the bridge. And then the guard that was behind the door pokes his head out and kind of nods his head like, come here. And the unnamed guard goes over. They speak in whispers for a moment, and then he backs away and he looks towards you, Lara, and goes, seems the king won't be bothered by you today. An escort will be coming to bring you to the jail.
You're not taking me?
No, we're not allowed to leave our post.
And Pierre left?
Pierre has left, yeah.
Okay. What if I were to tell you that I have no intention of going to prison?
He begins to walk towards you and goes, I don't think you understand. You don't have a choice.
She's okay, so I'm assuming that a platinum talent is going to be on her way, right?
You guess.
Okay. I think that it is time for me to skedaddle. She tried to get the king's attention. It didn't work. Can I see in the distance toward Sakrak's tower?
Yeah, you can. No, because you're right in front of the gate. You can't see the tower, actually.
Okay, but I can see, like...
You can see the water of the channel to the left and to the right of you, of this kind of moat that leads into the river. You can see the city to the south of you, but that's all you can see from this current vantage point.
Okay, she's going to...
And the unnamed guard, suspicious about what you just said, is now like knocking on the big door, and he goes, I'm going to need someone out here.
True.
What do you do?
She's gonna, Far Step is just verbal, so she's gonna, mutter under her breath, to cast Far Step again.
Okay. And you start blinking down the bridge for your fast getaway?
Yeah, I think this time it's, she's gonna get to whatever, as close as she can get, probably along the water, and then she's gonna bamf across the river, and then up into the tower.
Okay, but you can only move 60 feet?
Yeah, 60 feet every 6 seconds.
For a total of 600 feet.
Correct. She would probably do a little bit of running too, like move 30, dash 30, bamf 30, or 60. So she could move 120 every 6 seconds.
Okay.
So it's like when she's waiting to teleport again, she's like sprinting.
Sure.
The first time she's not going to sprint, obviously. That's more of a get out and then run.
Yeah. Just so you're aware, the river is way wider than just 60 feet. So, like, you're going to end up in the water, bamf again.
Yeah,
land
I
in
think
water,
that's okay.
Bamf again. You're not going to make it all the way into the tower, though. Like,
But I'll get
the city
close
is much
enough.
larger than... Like, you'll get to the other side of the river, so
Well, and they're
long
gonna
as your
have to cross the river
concentration
too,
doesn't break.
So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start blipping away. Your hands are still manacled behind your back.
Yeah, that's fine.
You don't have your belongings or your
Mm-mm.
jacket or anything
Mm-mm.
that looked dangerous on you. And they are immediately like yelling, "Guards, guards, guards!" as you make your way down the bridge and then boom, bamf off to the coastline, and you are like, you can hear them echoing in the distance. Where did she go? Where did she go? And then you hear like, she's over there by the river. And you can see, like, also looking down your way as you get down there, is you see coming off the edge of the bridge and look down and up towards like all the yelling and stuff is Pierre, who is like sees you and is wide-eyed and immediately starts like booking it even harder. But you make your way down the kind of coastline, the riverbank here, until you get to the thinner part, I'm assuming. You tell me where you want to cross.
Yeah, the easiest spot for her to like spend 6 seconds in, essentially.
Okay. So yeah, you run down almost all the way to where you're like halfway to your house's construction or your friend's house's construction.
Yeah.
And you bamf across, you land in the water. Can you just make a concentration check for me?
Yeah.
As you like hit the water and all that?
Do I add con to that? I don't do this very often. 12
What was that
plus
again?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
basically a
12 plus.
Constitution save.
Yeah, so 13.
Okay. You manage to keep it and you get to the other side. You are wet. Your spell has ended. You're still manacled. And you don't have much of your belongings other than your clothes.
Okay. My last... Okay. I will, I think I'd like to find a spot to, like, am I able to break these, cuffs, or are they, like, pretty strong, I assume?
You can try.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking I want to, how far am I from the, tower? Like, if I start stealthing my way over?
You're probably like 700 feet away from the tower.
Okay.
And you can see all the myconids and stuff. You can still hear the echoes of like all the commotion and stuff on the other side. You actually see a few moments later one of the guards appearing on the other side of the bank and is like pointing over towards you and the tower.
Yeah, I want to move as close as I can pretty stealthily. And yeah, I'm just moving towards Sekarak. And if I see Stool or Vlad, like, that's definitely also who I'm looking for.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Sure. 15 plus 2.
Nice, 17. You begin to dip and weave your way amongst the old ruined buildings here and the new Zerkwood sprouts and small myconids who are just kind of ambling about this area now as you make your way to the tower. And we're going to jump back to Sephel, Scylla, and Indigo. What have you guys been doing in your dark, lonely days?
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrow.
Man, if Scylla had a harmonica, she'd be like playing it with you. Yeah, I mean, I think
Sephel in a like weird moment of clarity is just like,
at least I know Lara is out there doing the smart and right things to free us.
Totally, man.
She's killing it.
How strong this door looking, Will?
Your cell door?
Yeah.
Looks
Yeah,
pretty
like,
sturdy.
Is this like a bootstrap Bill, like applying
No.
the right amount of leverage? You're able to open it.
I mean, you won't know
Yeah.
if these are barrel hinge,
Yeah.
unless you give it a shot.
Scylla's not interested in that, so.
I
I
stepped to the
know
back
too
of
much
the
about
cell.
hinges.
Shut up.
That wasn't an out loud thought.
I
That's my
cast
bad.
Guiding Bolt at the lock.
Okay.
I'm shooting my way out of here. I gotta get out of here.
You hit it. Roll damage.
shit you not, that's 24 radiant damage.
Nice.
It's 4 sixes. That's never happened before. It'll never happen again.
Awesome.
The lock doesn't break, but it's pretty damaged.
I go up and I heroically, like, kick it with my super cool monk powers.
Okay, roll strength.
Can I use martial arts instead? Well, can I just go, hoo-yah!
Sure.
Sick. To hit, that is a 23.
That hits.
Oh shit! Score doesn't stand a chance. That's 9 points of kicking damage.
You hear something break inside the lock, and you, as that happens, enough force has continued to carry through the door that it opens up.
Let's go.
Indigo walks out of the cell. Well, I didn't know that was gonna work. All right, Sephel, angry crazy. Scylla, sad crazy.
Indigo,
Mm-hmm.
you step out of your cell.
Yeah.
You look down the hall to where you know the doors of everybody else's cells are supposed to be, or I should say all the other cells.
Yeah.
You see a fully bricked hallway.
Ah, beans.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Damn it.
Oh, well, folks, that was a pretty great episode of the Madness Table. If you like that, well, you'll love the content we're dropping over on Discord. And again, if you hop on, join the Discord, and you message Will Johnston privately, he will tell you who Jack the Ripper is. Now, if ever you're interested in the motives behind those crimes, you can pop over to us on our social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, wherever. And there we'll tell you why. Why did Jack the Ripper rip? And why is he currently sponsoring this podcast? If you are a dirty, materialistic soul, perhaps then instead you should go to Patreon and unburden yourself by giving us your money. Or, how about coffee? That's pretty great. That's coffee spelled K-O-F-I. And if you give us your money, we'll give it to Jack the Ripper. The full stop. We're going to give the actually technically innocent man, because he was never convicted of those crimes because they didn't catch him. But he has confessed. Anyway, I hope you had fun here at the Madness Table. Hope you tell a friend about the podcast. Hope you tell them that they should listen to us, because then they'll know who is Jack the Ripper. Anyway, you crazy cats, I'll see you around.